Hey guys, Gravener here. What's going on? Welcome back to another episode of Marvel Contest of Champions. So today we're going to be continuing on with our top 5 abilities series. And today we're going to be taking a look at the top 5 critical champions in the game, at least in my opinion. Now, I've stated this plenty of times before. These are just my opinions. It's not like a set list of the best ones in the game. It's just my opinion. You guys can let me know in the description below once we're done with the video if any of the characters that are your favorite critical champions made the list, or who your favorite critical champion is. So we're going to be starting off today, and there's a lot of things that go into looking at who's a really good critical champion. You have to look at signature abilities. You have to look at their fury buffs, their precision buffs, their cruelty buffs. There's a lot of things that factor into it. Now we're not going to consider synergy bonuses anything that has to do with cruelty, because there are some amazing cruelty or critical rather. There are some amazing critical synergy bonus teams out there, but we're not going to be taking a look at that. We're just going to be looking at who I feel are some of the best critical characters in the game, just based off of what they crit. Now, first off, we're going to be taking a look at number 5. So coming in at number 5 on my list is Spider-Man Symbiote. Now, I absolutely love this character. Now, he's got some really cool abilities. Number 1, the big things that factor into him being able to crit really high is the fact that he has Armor Break 4 and Precision 4. Let's take a look at his abilities. Now, his signature ability has absolutely nothing to do with his critical hits. But let's take a look at his abilities here. Critical hits. 65% chance to boost critical hit rate by 31% for 7 seconds. That's pretty key when it comes to critical hits. 27% chance to inflict weakness. The decreasing the target's attack. That doesn't have anything to do with critical, but it does come in pretty handy during the fights because you don't want your opponents to be able to hit you any harder. Heavy attacks. 100% chance to armor break, removing enemy armor and applying 8% armor reduction for 80 seconds. And his special attack 2. His special attack 2 is his biggest critical hit there absolutely is. Special attack 2. This attack has 100% chance critical hit. It's 100% guaranteed that his level 2 attack is going to crit. And that's the big massive thing about Spider-Man Symbiote compared to some of the other guys that are Spider-Men, at least, is the fact that we get a 100% crit hit chance, and he does some massive damage with that thing, especially if you can get a couple of heavy attacks in before you launch it, and you got some armor breaks going on too. He is going to be an absolute beast for you as far as critical goes. So now let's move on into our number 4 spot. Coming in at number 4 is Rocket Raccoon. And I know you guys are probably sitting and like kind of cringing a little bit at the fact that we've got Rocket Raccoon up on the screen here. But here's the big deal with Rocket. He's got and this is just a 3-star too. This is a 3-star. I don't have him as a 4-star. But he has Armor Break 4 and Cruelty 5 as a maxed 3-star character. That is absolutely insane to me. Now, not only that, but his ferocity. Rocket makes fur fly with up to 44.5% increased critical hit rate for every 10 consecutive combo hits. So you got to think, for every 10 consecutive combo hits. If you can go long in a match, you're going to get 44.5% added onto your crit hit rate every 10 hits. Rocket is an absolute beast. Special attack 1, 100% chance to increase critical damage by 185% for 8 seconds. Special attack 2 is exactly where it's at. Special attack 2, well, it seems like special attack 2 is the big deal for most of these characters, and it really is. Top number 5 through 1, it is all about their special attack number 2. 93% chance to armor break, removing enemy armor and applying 46% armor reduction for 6 seconds, which is going to add to your critical level, because if the less armor that they have, the more damage you're going to do with critical hits. and a 100% chance to inflict bleed, dealing 182% of your attack as direct damage over 4 seconds. It's not so much the bleed and it's not so much the armor breaks. It's that grenade. For some reason, that grenade absolutely decimates people. You don't even need the armor breaks. You don't even need the bleeds. You are absolutely killing your opponent with Rocket. And it's just absolutely insane. Not to mention the fact that he does get these passive shields as well. That helps out with him hugely. I think Rocket is a very, very underrated character in this game, especially as far as hit power goes, because he is a complete glass cannon. That's the problem people have a lot with him, is the fact that he can't really take hits. And it's true, he can't take hits very well, but his abilities are completely on par with our number 3. And coming in at number 3 is Star-Lord. Star-Lord is one of those characters where his critical hits, his biggest attributes, actually come from his signature ability, Tactician. But it is so intense that back in the day, this is the guy that everyone used to run through Realm of Legends with, because once you get such a high combo rate going with him, there's nothing that can absolutely stop him. But the biggest detriment, and this kind of falls back into the whole top 5 regen characters with Doctor Strange, is that Star-Lord is completely skill based. There's not a lot of ways around it. He's going to crit pretty massively once you get him up into the high levels, but his crits aren't exactly the best in the world whenever you're under the Tactician ability level. As blows are exchanged, Star-Lord familiarizes with opponents' techniques, increasing attack by up to 48.1% with every 10 of his combo hits, and block proficiency by up to 20% with every 10 of theirs. Now, you obviously don't want to take any of their combo hits. You don't want them to get combos that high. We're really looking for that 48.1% attack increase, which is going to buff us big time as far as our critical hits go. And Fury is another huge thing for him. 10% chance for Fury, increasing your attack by 45% for 5 seconds. If you can get a high combo rate with a Fury on, your critical hits are going to be absolutely insane. And then you add into the whole matter of everything we've got here going on with Star-Lord and his element gun being able to proc different abilities, kind of similar to the way that Scarlet Witch gets them on critical hits. Fire, air, water, earth, tons, heal block, power drain, shock, armor breaks. You add those armor breaks into this whole deal, and Star-Lord absolutely crits like a beast. Now let's move on in to our number 2. Coming in at number 2 on the list is Black Widow. I love my Black Widow. Now everybody absolutely loves Black Widow for her subtlety signature ability, which is really super awesome. But I think the thing that kind of gets overlooked with Black Widow is that she is an absolute beast of a hitter. I mean, you take a look here at rank 5, level 50 of 50, her attack base stats, 1,329. That is absolutely insane, especially for the female characters in this game who don't really have that high an attack ability. So, like I said, subtlety, that's the huge thing everybody loves, because it reduces the chance of triggering enemy opponents' abilities. But what I absolutely love about Black Widow is her special 2. Because as soon as you hit her special 2, you automatically get a crit hit rate increase of 20% for 8 seconds. And a critical damage increase by 185 for 8 seconds. Now she gets these on special 1 and special 2 attacks and her special 3 attack. You're going to get it on every single one of them. But why I like using the L2 more than anything else is because it hits so many times in a row. So you're automatically getting that 100% chance to boost and increase critical hit rate and critical damage and then you're doing massive damage along with it. And then you get 8 full seconds after the L2 is done to pound on them with 20% increased critical hit rate and 185% critical damage. It's absolutely insane. Black Widow is far better than just her subtlety ability. I mean, that subtlety ability ties it all together and makes her an awesome character. But aside from the #1 character in the game, I think she is probably one of the best hitters in this game, period. So now let's move on into our #1 spot. Now coming in at #1, I have Scarlet Witch on my list. Now I know a lot of people are probably going to be upset the fact that I don't have Thor on this list, but I don't know. I like these characters a lot. I do. Now, that's not to say that Thor doesn't get honorable mention in this whole deal, but with Scarlet Witch, she has the inherent precision 5, so that increases her critical right there. And you also have Veil of Fortune. Now, obviously, Scarlet Witch has to be awakened for this. But I'm not going to lie, even before she was awakened, my Scarlet Witch's L2 would absolutely obliterate people. Not as much as what it does now, but it would totally obliterate people. That's the key thing here. All these characters that I've just listed off, L2 all the way. Completely L2 heavy characters. That's the way you want to go with it. You're going to get the most out of them. Now, with Scarlet Witch, and as you can see in the video above, she does do a pretty good amount of damage. The big thing with her is, though, if you can stack 2 cruelties and 2 precisions on, and then get a fury buff as well. I mean, she gets every single one of the buffs in the game. It's absolutely insane. If you can stack 2 furies, 2 precisions, she is going to crit so massive on her L2 that it's not even funny. I absolutely love her. Critical hits have an 85% chance to nullify. So she nullifies because of her crit hits. Special attack 1, this attack receives 30% additional crit hit rate. And her special attack 2 receives an additional 40% crit hit rate. So it's just absolutely insane how much damage you can do with Scarlet Witch. Now, that being said, Kabam knows these kind of things too, and that's why they've kind of used the debuffs that they have in, like, the Labyrinth of Legends, so that you can't really utilize Scarlet Witch in that method. But our #3 and #4 actually do a pretty significant amount of damage in the LOL. I know a lot of people that have been using the Rocket Raccoons in LOL, especially Star-Lord. Star-Lord is just an absolute beast. Star-Lord has been a beast since Realm of Legends and people learned how to use his tactician ability. But for me, Scarlet Witch has some of the best crit hit rates in the game, hands down. So that's going to be it, guys, for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If any of your top critical champions made it into the list, let me know down in the comment section below. If not, let me know who your favorite critical hit champion is down in the comment section below. Got a feeling there's going to be a lot of Thors on that list, but I don't want to point out the obvious. I mean, we know Scarlet Witch is a really good character. It's really hard to overlook that one. But with Thor, you definitely have to have the skill set that goes behind it. He is definitely a skill kind of character, and if you can't get those 3 armor breaks up, you're kind of out of luck. You're going to do a little bit of damage with 2 armor breaks, but you need to be able to parry and get those 3, so not everyone can possibly do that. An Awakened Scarlet Witch, she's going to crit like crazy. Black Widow, doesn't matter if she's awakened or not, she's going to crit heavy. Star-Lord obviously needs to be awakened, and so does Rocket to be able to get their full effects. Rocket is still going to do a massive amount of damage, awakened or not, with that L2. That L2 is absolutely insane. Spider-Man Symbiote, he doesn't need to be awakened at all. He is going to hit like a Mack truck with that L2 if you connect with it. You just have to time it perfectly right. But, alright guys, so that's going to be it for this episode of Top 5 Abilities. Thank you guys so much for watching. If it's your first time watching the channel, please consider leaving a sub on it. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like on it. And as always, guys, remember to like, share, comment, subscribe. And we'll catch you guys in the next one. Later. 'Cause we scream, fight,
baseball.